Hey, what's going on, everyone? So this is going to be our last video for today. So this was one of the biggest things in the news as far as today goes. Trump went to the NATO meeting and actually called Germany a captive of Russia. So let's watch this video that talks about what all went down, and then afterwards we'll discuss it.
Some of America's most loyal allies at the NATO summit tonight, but standing alone in his remarkable confrontation with Germany.
But Germany is totally controlled by Russia.
The president bluntly suggesting Germany is beholden to Russia because of a pipeline beneath the Baltic Sea. Germany is the biggest European market for Russian gas exports.
Germany, as far as I'm concerned, is captive to Russia because it's getting so much of its energy from Russia.
It's the latest example of how the Trump doctrine includes driving a wedge in the world order by upending Democratic-led institutions in place since after World War II. German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who grew up in Soviet-era communist Eastern Germany, said she didn't need a lecture on being captive to Russia.
Will increase.
Though coming together later for a face-to-face meeting, their tensions were clear after a day of projection, deflection, or misdirection, considering it's Trump's warm embrace of Russian President Vladimir Putin that worries allies. The president also scolding NATO leaders for failing to meet their commitment to spend 2% of their GDP on defense. Only 5 of 29 nations hit that goal.
Many countries owe us a tremendous amount of money from many years back where they're delinquent.
Trump calling on NATO members to double their military spending to 4%. And by the end of the day, even asking on Twitter, what good is NATO? Still, Trump joined NATO leaders in signing a joint communique with sharp words for Putin. In part, the statement said, Russia is challenging the rules-based international order by destabilizing Ukraine, violating international law, and attempting to undermine our institutions and sow disunity. Though such a statement is standard fare for summits, it was notable that Trump signed on, considering he rarely criticizes Russia and walked away from the G7 meeting last month in Canada without signing that communique. Along with acrimony, plenty of smiles and handshakes too, as First Lady Melania Trump accompanied the president on the first stop of a 7-day European tour.
All right, so with this issue, I guess my question is, what's Trump's end game here, right? I mean, what are we trying to accomplish by bullying our own allies? Yeah, you might think, okay, whatever goes through your head, I feel like you should run it by one of your advisors first before you just blurt it out, because something like that, I mean, was nor here nor there, right? Saying something like that is not going to change anything. But what you do is you cause your relationships with one of our closest allies to get worse. As far as spending goes, they have spent the second most amount of money after US as far as on uh, spending for military to carry out NATO's missions and stuff like that. So really, I mean, I don't know what personal vendetta he has against Germany, but like I said, somebody's got to sit there and remind Trump that these are our allies. Trump. If you look at this one video where they were kind of walking away, you saw uh, Trudeau, Macron, and Merkel kind of walking together, and Trump was in the back, really because he is putting so much pressure on our allies, and in return, this is going to help out countries like Russia or countries that are not, our allies, because you're first of all, the tariffs, right, are hindering growth within countries that are our allies, right? Because we have put tariffs on all the countries that we're allied with. The countries that go to war with us, the countries that provide us with military support wherever we go. And now we are straining those relationships on a daily basis. So this type of remark is completely unnecessary, doesn't really accomplish anything, serves no purpose. But as a leader of the most powerful country in the world, you would think you would have more of a maturity than acting like a bully in front of all your allies. if he was to say something like this, to Putin's face, while he's in Russia, then okay, we would say, yeah, he's got guts, he can stand up. But you're bullying your allies that are not going to say anything back. But when he went to North Korea, he was nice to Kim. Now he's going to go to Russia, and I bet my money on the fact that he's going to be super nice. You're not going to hear any type of rhetoric like this coming through him in Russia against Putin. He's going to go out there, praise Putin, tell Putin he's an amazing guy, doing amazing work and stuff like that. But our allies who are actually doing amazing work, he goes out there and calls them captives, calls Trudeau, all types of nasty words, gets into a fight with Merkel every chance he gets. Macron doesn't like him at this point. So, we got to figure it out. I mean, are we not trying to keep these allies? If that's the case, then, yeah, he's definitely taking us down the right path. But if we are worried about our alliances, then we need to have someone tell him, hey, you need to dial this type of lingo down, or it can have a really drastic effect on our alliances and our country itself in the near future. So, again, that's my opinion. Would love to hear back from you all. Let me know what you all think. Leave some comments down below and let me know what your opinion is about this situation. And I will definitely read those and leave back any comments and anything that you guys want to talk about. All right. Thanks for listening. Take care.